Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmos character of our world around us, and this time we will discuss recent trends that take place mainly in Anglo-Saxon countries, but not only, also in Poland and few other Western countries. I mean, especially when one looks at British TV, one sees that almost all presenters or people who are presenting there or having some positions or quickly briefly show up there are the people of mainly Caribbean origin, black Caribbean origin, so African or partially mulatto. One has impression that only such people comprise the British population, which is not true. The population of England since 1960s, especially half of 1960s, is much more diverse, and it is becoming more and more diverse. And we also see a lot of leftist propaganda being spread around that Caribbean people, recently another 75th anniversary, this time of coming of the ship Windrush with about 700-800 Jamaican immigrants plus some Polish people coming back from Mexico, but somehow they are omitted. And also there were two previous ships in 47 that brought about each 200 Caribbean workers to England in 47, but they are omitted, only Windrush. And we are fed this propaganda that they helped in rebuilding the England after the war and blah 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 blah. And after the second half of 1960s, we have this massive immigration that changed really Britain for good. Not only, as later other events followed in different countries. For instance, now since 2-3 years in US we have huge campaign after the death of, in quotation, Holy George F. Floyd, that leftists made him saint and whatever. We had all of these BLM activist riots. The majority of them, they were not punished. People were forced to give honors to them, just to almost kiss their shoes or other circus. Yeah, crazy actors we know, media circus and so on, just done to brainwash people. So we see that at least in media and sometimes in some meaningless but quite well paid position with respect to other people from lower groups of society, quite well paid position in administration, some people of some ethnicities are promoted. The same situation happens since February 2022, after a great influx of newcomers from mainly Ukraine to Poland. Of course, they have access to more social benefits than Polish people. They have facilitated access to medical care. They have free access to studies, to Polish education, and so on and so on and so on. Almost everything is paid by the Polish government. Briefly, frankly speaking, they became privileged, and these privileges are more and more in size with time. And also Polish people, because this nation is characterized by huge inferiority feeling, many complexes of inferiority. So Polish people likes many of them, not all, when someone prizes them, and this someone has to be the foreigner, then it's the best. When foreigners from the West are prizing us, so many Polish people, not only Polish state, went crazy, giving benefits to Ukrainians coming to Poland. Also many Polish people took them to their houses and accommodated them among their own people, and accommodated them together with themselves, and are covering their expenses because they are priced by someone, of course, after such a long time, because we see that this conflict behind the Polish eastern border lasts a little bit longer than expected. So now these unwanted guests from the east are becoming larger and larger burden, and conflicts are arising. And I have the impression, even approaching the high confidence level, that all of this politics with favoring, favoring one ethnic groups with respect to another, minority with respect to majority, is a planned action. What I exactly mean? I mean that the economical and political elite, business political elite, not cultural one, because to be cultural elite you need to have something in head. Business and political elite wants to create the first line of defense for themselves, because when a crisis, a really huge one, happens, then the majority of population will be angry, and they will be angry at the ones who have power. So they will demand solutions, and they will demand, as always, mob demands justice and solutions. But of course we know that our business political elite, they don't have any solutions, because democratic politicians plus managers of the great corporations, they do not have any solutions. They know how to squeeze money and escape. So they know that they cannot escape further, so their plan is just to promote and to favor one minority or two with respect to majority of population, just in case when crisis starts, these people will be used as living shields, as sort of the forces that will be directed as a first line of defense and first attack against the angry mob of majority, against the majority, which will be angry. So these people, of course, then they will be informed that they are losing their privileges, because angry, racistic, angry, intolerant majority wants to take it away from them, because as we remember, they were prosecuted in the past, so now so this government was good enough to notice it and give them this what they deserve. That's why these nations, these minorities were spoiled, and of course cheated. They were cheated completely. This is a sort of deception, because now we have also developed mythology how Ukrainians and black people, how they were prosecuted. So now they are given back their privileges they should have had, and now governments are repaying them. So when crisis starts, then the same government will say that this angry majority wants to take it away from them. They are so great, but they need to help government to defend their rights they deserve, of course. And this will be first line of defense. But we know how such revolutionary ideas work. Once the ruling people, these managers and democratic politicians, will see that their first line of defense is slowly falling apart, suddenly they will just contact the angry majority, and they will say, you see, due to these minorities, because they were privileged, yeah, but they will not mention that they were behind giving them this privilege and spending money for them only because they were different than the majority, because these minorities were privileged, they were eating our resources. Now we have the crisis. Now they need to be punished. Now majority comes back to power, and they will be punished. Kill them, kick them, and take away from them their undeserved privilege they enjoyed for so many years. So we see all the time the same wheel of madness, simple mechanism. We should, people who think, stay away, try to survive in the largest numbers, try to preserve our value, transfer it to the young ones, and try not to be involved in any of these hysterias and in any of these manipulations. And we should try to make as many as possible people aware of this what's coming. All the best, have a nice day, bye.